All right, everybody. I go from, Donald Trump winning to the election to something that is a huge passion of mine, and that's mixed martial arts. I train mixed martial arts. It has saved my life in a million ways. I train Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, do kickboxing, all that stuff. Okay. Now, I started this at 39 years old, and now I'm 50, so I've been doing it over 10 years. But here's a great thing, especially for guys that are beginners in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. This is a great testimony to getting your endurance better and getting your mental toughness better and getting in shape and just all that stuff, right? Because it could be very demoralizing in the beginning when you train jiu-jitsu with a gi. First, you're trying to breathe in this heavy thing, which is not easy. And a matter of fact, for the first 4 or 5 years, I did not like training with the gi jacket. And I started training a lot of no gi. And much to my instructor's disagreeing with me, he's like, Rich, you got to get comfortable with the gi. But for me, I got more comfortable with doing no gi jiu-jitsu. And I applied one of the greatest Rocky quotes to getting comfortable with the gi on and comfortable training with the gi or not the gi and literally doing five-minute rounds. You know what I mean? I could roll live for 20 minutes to a half hour. And I'm 50 years old, guys or girls. So, this is a big deal. So the greatest Rocky quote from the sixth movie, Rocky Balboa, and a lot of you know it, it's not Rocky goes to his son. It's not how many times you get hit in life. It's how many times you get hit and you keep going and you keep moving. That's how winning is done. It's not necessarily whether you win the fight or not. It's getting back up and moving and keep going. That is a victory in itself. And we all know giving up is failure in a sense, but you know what? Eventually you recollect, you collect yourself, and you keep going. So what I kept doing is when I kept getting tapped out on the mat in the beginning for the first few years, I kept pulling myself out of the live training before everybody else was done. And I would get tapped out. I would gas out. I'd be like, oh, I can't do another round. I can't do it. This was for no gi and with the gi. Now, anybody that's worn a gi in jiu-jitsu knows that it's very heavy. It gets sweaty, and it feels like you're wearing a metal jacket in war. You know what I mean? It feels like 100 pounds. And it really is a test of your intestinal fortitude, your mental and physical and emotional endurance. That's why mixed martial arts, and especially Brazilian jiu-jitsu, is one of the greatest things you could ever do for the human experience in your life. It's amazing if you like contact sports or combat sports, right? So Rocky says it's not how many times you get hit and get knocked down. It's how many times you get hit and you keep moving. He said that's how winning is done. It's about getting hit. It's not about how many times you hit back. It's about how many times you get hit and get knocked down and keep moving. And that's how winning is done. So what I kept doing is, I adopted a mindset. I said, you know what? I'm actually, okay, I accept the fact. I'm getting tapped out. I got some, I give the guys a fight. I'm pretty competitive, but I'm getting tapped out by guys my level, white belt and higher, okay? So I'm like, all right, but before the round ends in a training environment in your school, even though you get tapped out, you keep going until the round is over, until your instructor and teacher tells you that, all right, round over, switch up partners. You switch up another partner, you do another 3 or 5 minute round or whatever your school does. So I said to myself, you know what? No matter how many times I get tapped out, I'm going to get right back on my knees and start rolling again. And man, if I can't tell you that Rocky quote helped me, and it's like I adopted it without even realizing it, because I'm like, you know what, no matter how many times I'm tired and I get tapped out because I'm exhausted or I just get caught in a submission in jiu-jitsu, I'm just going to get back on my knees and keep rolling. And you know what? The more I started doing that, the longer I was able to go. My endurance, my mental endurance, my physical endurance, and emotional endurance got so much better. I mean, I have better cardio endurance on and off the mat at 50 years old than I did at 43, 44 years old, okay? So if you're just starting out in jiu-jitsu, or if you're someone that's been doing jiu-jitsu for a while, but you're just getting frustrated, I'm a 3-stripe white belt, blue belt. I should be actually a brown belt by now after 10 years. I should be going towards a black belt. But yeah, I'm a 3-stripe, blue belt, and don't get hung up on that stuff on belt and belt rank. Too many people put an overemphasis on belts, but it's the experience that gets you better no matter what, okay? because I've given black belts a run for their money, and I'm a blue belt. At the same time, I've had people that have trained 3 months with one stripe on their white belt and school my ass, okay? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So as you get tapped, remember the victory is just don't give up, get back on your knees, because let me tell you, just like in Rocky IV, when Rocky was getting knocked down and Ivan Drago, he looked at him, he goes, oh, he says to his trainer in the corner, he goes, oh, he's like a piece of metal, piece of steel in Russian, right? Because I would have guys tap me out, completely own me for a round, but I'd get back on my knees, and they're gassed out, not even ready to get back up to train with me right away. I actually have to give them time to get back up and start training with me, okay? Again, even after they armbarred me or rear naked choked me out, or triangle choked me, whatever it is, I would actually end up being ready before the next training engagement within that round, and they'd be gassed out because they'd be trying to kill themselves trying to tap me, and they would submit me, but I'd be ready and back up. And let me tell you, after a while, I still do that, but now I can go in an insurmountable amount of time without quitting. And it's just amazing for every aspect of your health and wellness from A to Z. Tell me what you think it is. Please subscribe if this speaks to you, and check the notification bells so you can see my future videos. Take care. Bye-bye.